I was captured in China and sent back to North Korea. While I was in the prison, one thing I found out was, hello everyone, I'm Sherry Yang. I'm a North Korean defector and entrepreneur living in the US. Welcome back to my channel. Today in this video, I'm gonna share with you useful tips for living life. As you know, I was born in North Korea and my journey to find the freedom was a series of hardships. People who I know often tell me this: you have a strong mentality. It's because probably you went through a lot of hardships. This can be partially true, but partially wrong, because I've seen many North Korean defectors who risked their lives to find the freedom, but they ended up feeling anxious or depressed, and some of them ended their lives after finding the freedom. Then what is it? Because I had a reason to survive. I'm gonna share with you my experience later in this video, but what about you guys? Have you ever had feeling anxious or depressed, anxious about your uncertain future, depressed about interpersonal relationships? Then that's okay, you are not alone. Everyone went through at least once. Life is tough. I had those negative feelings before, but we need to know how to get free from those negative feelings. So today I'm gonna introduce you the tips that we can apply on our life and get free from those negative feelings based on the book that called Man's Searching for Meaning, and by sharing my experience as an example to help you understand better. So according to the book, in this world, we were all born different, and the meaning of each person's life and mission given to us are different. So our life is the journey of discovering that. And people who don't have the anticipation for the future and meaning in life tend to fall into emptiness and depression. The author Viktor Frankl said in the book, life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. So basically, finding the meaning of life is important for living life. So let's find out the tips how to finding the meaning of life. The author proposed to discover the meaning of life in 3 ways. Number 1, by creating a work or doing a deed. In this category, you can find the meaning of life in 4 ways: through work, volunteering, self-development, and love. So first, you can find the meaning of life through work, what you do. So what kind of work do you do right now? What kind of work you want to do? I think it's important to find the work that you like, passionate about, and gaining a sense of accomplishment and feeling the proud of the work that you've done. In this way, you can find the meaning of life. When I first came to America, I felt empty and lost. I asked a lot of questions to myself. What's the meaning of my life in America? Because I thought to myself that I was chosen among North Koreans to come to this blessed country, so there must have been a mission given to me. But what is it? What is my purpose? So I knew my interest was in business. So after 6 months of living in America, I wanted to go to college majoring in business. But people advised me that business major it's hard to get a job in the US because a lot of people majoring in business. So they advised me to become a nurse. But since then, when I look back, the only thing I was passionate about was business. I have continued to listening to lectures and reading books about business. I've never stopped learning about business. It took me a long time to find the work that I like. So if some of you feel lost and don't know which direction to take, then you should sit back and focus on your inner voice and make a list of what you are interested in and passionate about. I'm sure you know the answer better than anyone else. Second, you can find the meaning of life through helping someone. There are two highest levels of desire that humans have, and one of them is a desire of self-transcendence. So humans feel happy when they help others, live an altruistic life. This is why we often see successful people establish a charity, donate money, and help others to succeed. Doing a business is the same. When I started my business, I had a mission to achieve. When I was young, in North Korea, I grew up seeing a lot of children in my age died of hunger on the street and suffer from malnutrition. So I found my mission to help these people who suffer from malnutrition in North Korea and many other poor countries. So I think no matter what you do, doing a business, work, or study, if you don't have a mission and meaning in it, then you will end up feeling empty. Another one is self-development. Humans have a desire to grow. This is a second high level of desire that humans have. Humans have a desire to be a better person and see a more developed version of themselves. So why don't you give it a try? Take your time to think about it. What field am I interested in? How can I grow myself? What do I want to accomplish? And feel yourself growing by reading books and taking lectures related to your interest. Another one is love. Viktor Frankl emphasized that to love someone with all your heart, enough to give up your life for someone, is one of the most important meanings in life. So if you are currently in love, then I hope you take time to feel grateful for that person and say, my life is becoming more meaningful because of you, and thank you. And if you haven't found the one, then start going on a journey to find your love. But I know finding love is not easy, so I hope I can share some tips how to find your life partner in the next video. Yeah, but I think the power of love doesn't only apply to your partner, but can be your child and parent. I was captured in China and sent back to North Korea. While I was in the prison, one thing I found out was mothers were strong. This prison was scary. The sounds of torturing and screaming were heard every day in the interrogation room, and the amount of food given to prisoners wasn't even enough for one person, so everyone in the prison was starving. And the woman who sat next to me was caught with her 7-year-old son, and she only ate one sip of porridge and gave her portion to her son every day. And another mom, she was captured and sent back to North Korea a total of 9 times. And for the 8th time, she was released from prison, but condition was bad. She was beaten so badly and couldn't walk properly, but she attempted to escape to China to see her beloved daughter again. But unfortunately, she was captured on the border by North Korean soldiers again. Yeah, but I'm sure she will survive there and go to see her daughter again, because for these mothers, these children were the meaning of their lives. Number 2 is by experiencing something and encountering someone. Have you had anyone in your life who were supportive, believe in you, and had a great influence? Meeting one person in your life who unconditionally believes in you and supports you is very important in enriching the meaning of life. I've met such many people, but there is one person who comes to my mind right now. He was a lawyer. I met him in South Korea when I was attending the university in South Korea. And he taught me English, advised me, and helped me in many ways. One Christmas, he raised money from the members of the club he joined and helped me to pay tuition. So I was so grateful for him. So how can I repay your kindness? And he said, you don't need to pay me back anything. Instead, in the future, you help someone who needs your help. So his word had a huge impact on my life, and I will never forget it. Number 3, I think this is the most important one. By the attitude we take toward unavoidable suffering. One line in this book that resonated with me the most was this: everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of human's freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. You have a freedom of choice. Viktor Frankl said, between stimulus and response, there is a gap, and in that gap is ability to choose how you respond in any given situation. So there are always external forces that we can control, such as weather, traffic. With me, I can change the fact that I was born in North Korea, but what we can control is internal forces. You have a freedom to choose how you will respond. Viktor Frankl was a psychiatrist, and during World War II, he was imprisoned in Auschwitz concentration camp because he was Jewish, and his whole family was taken to the concentration camp and were all killed there. So he lost his beloved wife, and he was tortured and starved during this time in the camp. But even if in this unbearable situation, he wasn't hopeless. He found a meaning to live. He had a mission to finish his manuscript and help people who were mentally struggling. Viktor Frankl said in the book he noticed 2 types of prisoners: those who lost the meaning, hope, and the future, and who didn't. And those who look at life as challenge to overcome and had a reason to live were more likely to survive. I was chased by 400 soldiers in North Korea and hid myself in the kimchi cellar for a month, where the sunlight was completely blocked. So if you stay there for a month where was no sunlight, then not only your face turns yellow, but your immunity becomes weak. So after 1 month, I was so sick and I started vomiting and had a diarrhea for 7 days. So I was dehydrated and emergency situation. I had to go to hospital to get IV, but I couldn't go because I would be captured and sent to prison as soon as I get out of the kimchi cellar. The reason I could endure in the kimchi cellar for a month was I had hope that this time would pass one day and I would be able to see my family again. But I overheard the conversation of 2 people that they said that she's gonna die soon, within few days. She's not gonna make it, and if she dies in there, we will get in trouble. So after I overheard their conversation, I knew I didn't have much time. So if I gave up my life that day, then I would have died next day, not even within a few days. But I wanted to live and reunite with my family. So I had a why to survive there. So I survived from the kimchi cellar and escaped to China. As Nietzsche said, he who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow. So I hope you take time to sit back and close your eyes and think about what is your why, what is your purpose, what is your meaning in life, and use those tips to be the master of your life. I believe those of you who've watched this video to the end, you will live as the master of your life because you have a will to meaning. There are many lessons in this book, so if you haven't read it, I highly recommend you to read it. And thank you so much guys for watching this video. Then I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.